I just received this rather large package from the Big Bad Toy Store, and I suspect it contains the last ever McFarlane Batman 66 figure. So keep watching to get a closer look at these figures, and I will give you my thoughts. Welcome back, and as I just said, this box just arrived from Big Bad Toy Store, and in typical fashion, despite being one of the biggest supporters of McFarlane's Batman 66 line, I am once again one of the last to get my figures. But with that out of the way, let's get this box opened up. We'll take a look at the figures in package, we'll get them out of the package, and I will give you my thoughts. So this actually was added to my pile of loot, I guess, a week or so ago, and I figured for $4 I'll just release it straight away. I have other things pre-ordered, but I thought let's just get these figures in hand. You know, obviously I realize that by the time this video goes out there will be tons of reviews of these, but what can I do? So very nicely packaged. I don't know how well you can see that, but sort of good industrial strength bubble wrap here. So let me put this down here, in fact. So the first two figures we don't really care about in this wave. These are the reissued Batman and Robin figures, and I'm glad they did reissue these because these obviously were the first figures that came out and have become quite difficult for people to get a hold of. And once again, it's exactly the same. Robin has the incorrect scalloped cape, and I suspect Batman is still having the sort of badly cut cape, but Batman and Robin, so no need to get these out the packet. We've seen these many times before. Now next up, Superman on a Batman card. I don't know what to say about this. Yes, I understand that where the logo on these figures says Batman the TV series, this one says Batman 66 in reference to the comic book line where Superman did indeed appear in the Batman comic. Actually, as a Superman figure, it does look pretty good. It's kind of how I remembered Superman as a kid. Although, if I were to be an in-package collector, this foot that is sticking out of the insert would drive me crazy. Won't be a problem, as this will be opened up very shortly. Lord Deathman. Fantastic name. Now, I only discovered this morning there is a Platinum Chase variant of this guy, which is a green glow-in-the-dark version. And I briefly thought to myself, chances are I'm going to receive the standard one. Let's just see how much it is for the Platinum. I went to eBay and these sell for $100 already, so I will not be pursuing that one, which is a damn shame because actually the green one is much cooler looking than this. Kind of like Scare Glow from Masters of the Universe. But this is it's a cool looking figure, but Batman 66 TV doesn't really fit in, but we'll get it out. We'll take a look shortly. We have a wacky looking Joker. Now, I suspect from first glance this is the same body sculpt as all the other Jokers we have, with a new head sculpt, and it looks like a fabric soft goods cape, and he comes with a massive key. Should have said as well, Superman has some kryptonite as his accessories. Lord Deathman has a nice looking sword, and Joker has this massive key. These are not comic books that I've read, so I can't really comment on the outfit the Joker is wearing, or indeed Lord Deathman. And last of all, this is a big one. The biggest bubble to appear on a McFarlane Batman 66 card thus far, well, probably the only time in fact now. This is Robot Batman, and it's pretty cool looking. It even has the soft goods cape. I wonder if that's been cut better than the normal Batman. And his accessories look to be like a couple of jet thrusters. Again, the original releases come with the text bubbles. And As card backs go, these are the most sort of generic card backs in the business. Every figure gets the exact same card back. It's only when you flip it over you can see the character that you are getting. And because these characters were never in the live action show, it's just a drawing of these. And in this instance, that's the picture of the figure of Batman, and likewise Robin. There are some in the original series where it's an actual photograph of the actor or actress, but in all honesty, the card backs are the least inspiring part of this collection. But anyway, let's get these opened up. We'll take a look. And just to remind you, these will stay carded for now because we've seen these close up enough times. But anyway, on with the show. Let's get them opened up. So first out the packet, we have the robot Batman, which is a pretty solid feeling figure. Now, all 4 of these new figures came with capes, and in each case, the cape had been sellotaped to the plastic inlay tray, which is absolutely ridiculous. And whilst it's not necessarily a stain, it has left somewhat of a mark. I don't know if that's coming through on camera or not, but you should never put sellotape on something as thin and fragile as this. I don't know what they were thinking there, because the original Batman and Robin don't have sellotape sticking their capes to the packaging, so no idea what they were doing there, but usual really thin quality. I guess it's been cut slightly better than the actual Batman cape. But as a figure, again, I've not read the comics, so I can't really comment on the character, but it's a nice looking figure, good articulation, and I believe the head does also rotate, so that's quite nice. Now these 2 accessories, these figures don't come with instructions, so having taken a look on the website, it appears these, I don't know if they're weapons or jet thrusters, but I think they just sort of clip into place like this, and I guess if he was to take off, he would do so under the power of these rockets. Obviously it's not vac metalized, but it does look nice. It's got a nice sheen to it. We've got some nice detailing here, a bit rubbery, but that's okay. And it does articulate quite well. All in all, I think this is a pretty decent looking figure. So now we have Superman, which, whilst I think it is a very odd choice to put in a Batman line of toys, it's a really nice looking Superman figure. I don't know who the head sculpt is meant to be. Maybe it's just a generic Superman so as to avoid any sort of licensing issues. But it's definitely the sort of Superman I would have had as a kid growing up. So it does look like something I would have enjoyed, 40 years ago. Again, the cape had been sellotaped down. You can maybe see the sort of markings there. Don't know what they were thinking, but can't change the fact now. Again, it's the usual articulation. Just be wary that doing it for the first time, it can be a little bit stiff. But all in all, good looking Superman, but I don't know if I will display him as part of my Batman collection because, well, why would you? He's got some nice rosy cheeks I can see there. He's been hitting the rouge. Now the accessories, these kryptonite pieces, this one obviously sits down on the surface, but this one, again, with there not being any instructions, or I don't know if it's meant to be part of this or not, but on the website image that Big Bad Toy Store used, it just had this kind of sitting like this. Don't know what they're meant to achieve by doing this. I mean, this one looks okay, this one, bit of a waste of time really, but all in all, as far as classic Superman figures go, this one is pretty nice. So now we have this really weird looking Joker, and I'm sad to say that this cape is simply attached by way of, it's got some wire in the collar here that you can bend round. Again, the usual really cheap quality material, but I suspect they've done it this way because the body sculpt is the exact same as your standard Joker, just been cast in different colors of plastic, which I guess is understandable. Everything's exactly the same, just a new head, and I'm thinking this might be a sticker representing his belt buckle, but this cape rather disappointing, very cheaply made, and whilst it stays on when it's being displayed, anytime you move it, it comes off. Not a good look there. And the accessory, this massive key, again, it could be part of the comic book story, I don't know. And he kind of holds on to it, but not particularly well. And I suspect most people will opt to not have him holding it because it really, his hands have not been sculpted in such a way to hold the key, and there goes the cape again. All in all, this is rather disappointing, and as with most of these figures in this wave, a completely unnecessary figure, so this one I'm not particularly thrilled about. And to round things out, we have the wonderfully named Lord Deathman. Now, until this morning, I was quite happy to be getting this figure, but now that I know that there is a chase variant with green glow-in-the-dark paint, I'm rather disappointed that this one is just the standard version, and I really do hate these chase variants. As I said earlier, the Platinum variant is selling for about $100 already, so won't be looking for that, but it is annoying to think there is a better version of this out there. Now, I've just noticed his sword is incredibly bent there. I guess it was the way it was packaged. That can be straightened out, I guess. But all in all, it's a cool looking figure. I mean, obviously it has absolutely nothing to do with the Batman TV series, but you know, it was in the comic book, so I guess there's that. Now, same deal with the cape as with the Joker. It's just been done with some wiring in the collar there, and without the cape, he's still pretty cool looking, but he does need a cape to look a bit more menacing. Now, this is another figure that I don't know if I'll include with my Batman display, because not having read the comic books, this means absolutely nothing to me. It's a nice enough figure, the sort of usual Batman retro, you know, functionality, articulation, construction. There's nothing groundbreaking going on here. The paintwork is quite nice, but the fact that they thought to do a glow-in-the-dark variant for very few customers when most of us would have preferred that is somewhat annoying. But all in all, it's an okay figure. The cape has been cut correctly, whereby Robin should have had the flat cut on his cape, not a scalloped cut, but they've been doing that since day one. His sword looks pretty cool when it's posed up there. Like it's bent again. Maybe have to heat that up and set it to be straight, because that's, I guess it was just the way it was packaged there. Nice looking sword, certainly. But all in all, an odd choice for a Batman line, but a pretty decent looking figure overall. So as you could see there, the figures themselves, pretty good figures, very well made, well constructed, but do they fit in with a classic Batman 66 collection? Not really. Especially that Superman, he just stands out like a sore thumb. But I suspect this is the end of the line as far as McFARLANE and Batman 66 is concerned. They have bypassed so many essential characters that were on the TV show. They even gave us a Wayne Manor playset, but we don't have Alfred, Bruce Wayne or Dick Grayson to put in there. We have the contaminated cowl Batman, but no Mad Hatter to go with that figure. Bookworm, another sort of classic villain. Chief O'Hara. I realise Commissioner Gordon's out of the question due to likeness issues, but they did get round that with Batgirl. But the point I'm making is the fact of giving us these comic book characters that 9 times out of 10, anyone looking at them would have no idea who they are. It just signaled to me that we have come to the end of the line. But in saying that, it's been a good run. It's been a good, what, maybe 3 years at this point. A lot of figures. We've got vehicles, we've got play sets. Admittedly, the play sets are missing some characters, but there are workarounds for that. So if it is the fact that this is the end of the line, I'm pretty happy with that, given that it has become a rather expensive endeavor, and modern toys for the most part are not really my thing. So I've had a good run at this, and if it is the end, I can walk away quite satisfied, quite happy, albeit a little bit annoyed we are missing some essential characters, but what can I do about it? Absolutely nothing. So I hope you enjoyed that look there. Please let me know in the comments what you think of these new figures. Please like the video, please share the video, make sure you're subscribed, and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.